how to make my money work for me. We are going to cover how to maximize our wealth by making our money work for us. And I'm going to share exactly how I've been able to do this through the stock market and through real estate. I am Tiffany Thomas, your wealth mentor. I achieved financial freedom in my 30s and became a millionaire at 40. I'm here to help you do that even earlier and easier. Let's dive right in. If you are ready to take control of your financial future and invest your money, then today's video is for you. I'm going to share exactly how I've been able to make my money work for me so that you can do it as well. Because if we aren't making our money work for us, we are going to have to continue to work for the money. All right, let's first talk about this power of investing, because I used to be really good at saving my money and not so good at investing my money. And once I made that switch, I saw the power of investing. By keeping my money in a savings account, it wasn't even keeping up with inflation. I was essentially losing money because it was sitting in a savings account earning very little interest. And currently, the interest rates on savings accounts are pretty high. Mine is at 4%, I use Ally. But when we are seeing inflation rates at around 8%, then that's still not keeping up with inflation. We really need to be investing our money, making it work for us in order to surpass inflation, not just keep up with inflation, and then also create money that we can live off of for the rest of our lives. If we just have our money sitting in a savings account and we expect to retire off of that money, then we are going to run out of money in our retirement years because it's not earning enough money to continue to build over time. And honestly, when I made that switch from saver to investor, I had to tell people about it. That is why I started my business. I had seen such success with investing my money that I had to share this with everyone. So let's dive into the two main ways that I've been able to make my money work for me. The first one we are going to talk about is through the stock market. The stock market is a very powerful vehicle that we can use to invest our money because it is very simple, it's very passive, and we can do it very, very quickly. And let me just share how I got started in the stock market. I had a 9-to-5 job and my employer offered a 401k. So I did sign up for the 401k and I was getting the company match, but I didn't really understand what I was investing in inside of my 401k. And this started to worry me after a while, and I started doing more research and started to understand a little bit more about the stock market, but I still wasn't super savvy about the stock market. But I decided, you know what, I want to set up my own account, not just the one through my employer, but have my own account and make my own investments. And so that's what I did. I set up a taxable brokerage account and I just took a recommendation for a certain company from a blogger and bought a share of that company. And I didn't really know anything about the company. And so later I was thinking, Tiffany, that's probably not the smartest way to invest your money. Going forward, I decided to invest in companies that I actually understood. For example, I did buy a share of Facebook and later bought more shares of Facebook. But I understood what the company was about, what they were offering because I was using Facebook and plenty of my friends were using Facebook. And I also purchased some shares of Netflix because my friends were using Netflix and I understood what it was. And I bought a few other companies. I started with one stock and then I bought another stock and then another one and just expanded from there. But by doing that, I've been able to grow my wealth exponentially. Like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I am a millionaire. I have a net worth of over $1.5 million now. And one way I did that was through the stock market. And currently I have about 10 different individual companies, and then I also invest in an index fund, which makes stock market investing even simpler because you don't have to select a whole bunch of different companies to invest in. If you want to know which index fund I like investing in, I have another video. I'll leave a link above. But honestly, the stock market is the easiest way to invest our money because you can just set up your investment account and choose your investment to invest in inside of the stock market. And then you can even automate that investing. And if you do want help getting started in the stock market, I have a free masterclass where I go over how I can help you invest in the stock market. I will leave a link below in the description. You can click on that and check out the free masterclass. Another great thing about investing in the stock market is that you can start with a very small amount. You can even start with $5 if you wanted to. And I have another video breaking this down. I'll leave a link above. But it doesn't have to be thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. If you were investing in real estate, you're going to need to save up for a down payment, but that's not the case with the stock market. And I want to show you a calculator so that you can see how much of a difference it is really going to make to get your money invested in the stock market. Let's say that we have 10 grand sitting in our savings account and we aren't even using a high yield savings account. So we have a 1% interest that we are earning on our money. If we just leave that there over a period of 20 years, then our balance is only going to be just over $12,000, $12,213. But if we were able to get that money invested in the stock market, we would be getting an average of a 10% return. Then over a period of 20 years, we would have $73,281. That's a big difference from 12 grand. You can see the power of compound interest in the chart. All of this green is compound interest. That is money we did not even contribute. And now let's say that we are going to add to this investment. Let's say that we want to add $1,000 every single month. At the end of 20 years, we are going to have $832,649. So that's even more money. You can see how important it is to get our money invested as soon as possible. Comment below and tell me if you are going to invest in the stock market or if you already have. And then the second item on how to make my money work for me is through real estate investing. In particular, long-term buy and hold real estate investing. That's what I've been able to do in order to help me become financially free. So I purchase properties that are in good locations and they are good properties. They don't need a lot of work. And then I put tenants in those properties and plan on renting them out for the long term. And I've seen such success with real estate investing that I think it is a great route to go. I like combining the stock market and real estate together. Because one thing I did was sell some of my stock market investments and put that money toward the down payment on one of my properties. Having a combination of real estate and stock market investing has made it very beneficial because I am able to switch around those investments if I want to. I did end up selling one of my properties and I did put some of that money in the stock market. And if you want to know why I sold, I do have another video breaking that down. I'll leave a link above. A couple of reasons that I really like investing in real estate properties, especially in buy and hold real estate properties, is because number one, of the income that comes in, the cash flow every single month. Since I have tenants in my property, I'm collecting rental income every single month from those properties. And then another thing that I like about real estate is the appreciation. So the longer I hold these properties, the more they are going to appreciate, go up in value over that amount of time. Then when I do want to sell the property, I can sell it for a higher value than I bought it for. And that's exactly what I did with one of my properties already. And yes, of course, real estate is more work than the stock market. The stock market can be completely passive, but real estate is more semi-passive. Since I manage my own properties, anything that needs to be fixed, I need to take care of that. And I need to show the place when I need to put new tenants in there and make sure that I collect rent on time and pay all of my different bills associated with the property, things like that. But I honestly don't mind doing that right now. I have the time and the flexibility. I may change my mind later and get a property manager and pay them to do that. But for now, I'm good. And even if I was to hire a property manager, there's still some work to be done because they have to run things past me in order to get them approved. So just be aware there is more work going into real estate. But going back to what I said before about the cash flow, that's essentially how I'm able to be retired because I can live off of the cash flow I am receiving from my properties. And going along with real estate, I have a roommate living with me currently. And before that, I had multiple roommates living with me. So I was creating even more cash flow for myself. So by purchasing my own home and then having a roommate, I'm able to make that property work for me. That's another way we can make our money work for us if we are willing to purchase the property and then have someone pay us to live in our property. And I know roommates get a bad rap a lot of the time. People say, oh, I could never live with someone else. They're probably too messy or they're too loud or I just don't want to share my space. But for me, it's definitely been worth it. At one point, I was collecting $1,730 every single month from my roommates, and doing a few extra dishes and having to share my space was fine with me. It was well worth that almost $2,000 every single month. And if you are thinking, oh, real estate does sound like a good option, I have another video on how you can purchase your first rental property. I will leave a link to that above. You can check it out later on. And no matter the strategy you choose on how to make your money work for you, you can honestly choose whichever strategy you want to make your money work for you. But just make sure that you are choosing a strategy and getting that money working for you and not just leaving it sitting in a savings account. Because the more we can have our money working for us right now, then the sooner we are going to become financially free and not have to worry about money. And if you found this video helpful, please hit that like button and share it with someone else who would like to hear this information. And hit the subscribe button to subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the little bell to get notified on when I post new videos. And if you want to see even more awesome content from me, make sure and check out the videos on the side of the screen. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.